LubeAloft is the quickest, safest way to lubricate your boat's mast track. A dry lubricant such as Sailcoat by McLube, as recommended by Harkin, reduces the friction that can impede hoisting the sail. It leaves no residue to attract dust or dirt, as will grease. Now you don't have to hoist your acrophobic first mate to the masthead. In fact, you can lubricate your mast track single-handedly in less time and with both feet on the deck. LubeAloft lubricates both sides of the track at the same time. 4 thumb screws guide the LubeAloft up the track while a fine mist of lubricant is sprayed into the grooves of the track. It can accommodate tracks up to and including the 2.5 inch, that is 64 millimeter wide Harkin Maxi, and also works with a luff groove track system. LubeAloft works with 6 and 16 ounce aerosol cans. Its nylon screws will not damage the track, and there is no need to detach the mainsail. Aerosol lubricants sold separately. Once you have assembled your LubeAloft, raise the head of the sail just enough to mount the LubeAloft between the first and second batten cars, while still being able to attach the lanyard to the first batten car. Shake the LubeAloft with the canisters attached for a better spray. Place LubeAloft against the track and adjust the 4 6 millimeter thumb screws so that the LubeAloft is centered on the track, straight up and down, and easily slides along the track without falling off. Adjust the aerosol dispensing hose so that it is just about touching the track to get the spray pattern you desire. Adjust the 2 4 millimeter thumb screws so that they barely depress the nozzle but do not activate the aerosol. Slowly make a trial run by hoisting the LubeAloft up and back down the mast to be sure nothing interferes with it, such as spars or lazy jacks. Turn the 4 millimeter thumb screws to activate the aerosol cans to dispense the lubricant at the desired rate. Since the lubricant will be sprayed on both the upward and downward travel, very little spray is necessary. Leave the aerosol cans attached so that the next time you wish to apply the lubricant, all you need to do is to give the unit a few shakes, place the LubeAloft against the track, tighten the 2 6 millimeter thumb screws, slip on the lanyard, activate the aerosol, and hoist away. The enclosed plastic bag contains 4 6 millimeter thumb screws with pointed tips that make contact with the grooves on either side of the track to guide the LubeAloft, 2 4 millimeter thumb screws that activate the aerosol canister, and 1 lanyard to secure the LubeAloft to the top batten car. This lanyard lifts the LubeAloft up the mast and prevents it from accidentally falling. Place 1 yellow turnkey hose clamp around one of the legs of the LubeAloft just below the body. Insert 1 aerosol canister into the clamp so that the rim of the can rests on the rib of the leg. Keep the yellow turnkey in the position shown to minimize the chance of it contacting the sail or any obstacles such as lazy jacks. Tighten the turnkey so that the canister is held snugly in place. Do not over-tighten. It is only necessary to keep the can from rotating. Repeat this for the second aerosol can. Insert the 4 6 millimeter screws into the threads of the legs and adjust them so that the LubeAloft will be approximately centered on the track. Insert the 2 4 millimeter screws into the top threaded holes that align with the center of the aerosol knob. One hole aligns with the center of the knob for the 6 ounce can and the other with a 16 ounce can. Do not insert the screws so far as to touch the knobs. Insert one end of the plastic dispensing hose provided with the aerosol can into the nozzle of the aerosol. Being careful not to crimp it, bend the hose and insert the other end into the small rectangular hole located just above the top threaded screw hole until the hose extends out the other side. The inner opening is sized to hold the hose in place. Repeat this process for the second can. The back of your LubeAloft should look like this. To make the lanyard, tie secure loops in each end of the line just large enough to slide over the top arm of the LubeAloft and the 4mm thumb screw. Since this is an extremely important safety device, do not use a knot that can easily come undone, such as a slip knot. Shown here is an overhand knot with a loop. Be sure to always use this lanyard to secure the LubeAloft to the top batten car. Without a securing line, the LubeAloft could separate from the track and fall, causing considerable damage, injury, or worse. The LubeAloft relies on the top batten car to hold it against the track, something the thumb screws are inadequate to do by themselves in even a slight breeze. Due to the dangers posed by hoisting a mainsail dockside in any wind, especially unexpected gusts, the LubeAloft should only be used while at anchor or on a mooring ball and the boat is free to point into the wind. Even then, do not use LubeAloft in winds strong enough to make raising the mainsail hazardous. Place one loop between the LubeAloft and the aerosol knob and tighten the screw just enough to hold the lanyard in place. You are now ready for your trial run. If you have a luff groove track system, insert the aerosol's dispenser hose into the center rectangular hole at the top edge of the LubeAloft. If you always use a dry lubricant such as Sailboats by McLube that prevents the buildup of dirt and salt, you should never have to clean the track. However, if your track does need cleaning, use a cleaning aerosol canister instead of lubricating canisters in the steps above, and insert a small piece of clean cloth between the tips of the 6mm screws in the track. As you hoist the LubeAloft up the mast, the aerosol can will dissolve the grime, which will be soaked up by the cloth. Repeat this process with a clean cloth each time until you are satisfied the track is clean. Thank you for choosing LubeAloft. All proceeds, except for any retailer's markups, are donated to Hands Across the Sea, a nonprofit that builds and maintains libraries for needy schools in the Eastern Caribbean. All materials and labor that go into LubeAloft are donated by industry. If you wish to make an additional donation for this very worthy cause, please visit handsacrossthesea.com.